Hi and welcome to another PHP tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be looking at the request method and we'll be looking at PHP form handling using one single file. So in the previous tutorials we've been looking at handling form data with PHP and we've done so using two different files. So one contained the form where the user would enter the data in the form and then submit it, and the other file would handle the form data. So it would take the form data using either the post or get method, and then it would basically process it in some way. So we've done that for the past few tutorials using two separate files. What I'm going to do today is show you how to do all of that with just one file. So I've got one file here, just index.php, and I've got the PHP tags here, and what I'm going to do is use this one PHP file to display and handle a form. So basically what we'll look at is the request method, and the request method is what it does is stores the type of request, so the post or get request. Alright, and when a form uses the post method for submission, two different types of requests are actually made to the PHP script when the page loads. So there's two different types of requests made when the page loads. Displaying the form uses the get method, whereas submitting the form uses the post method. So from that, what we can do is look at the request method and look at it to determine what course of action we need to take. All right, so what we'll do firstly is we'll add an if statement here, and we'll say if $_server, and then in square brackets and single quotation marks, request underscore method. All right, and then outside of those square brackets, we can say is not equal to post. All right, so if server request method is not equal to post, okay, because just remember that displaying the form uses the get method. All right, so if it's not equal to post, then we'll basically just display the form. So what we'll do is echo, and then inside these single quotation marks, we can put the whole entire form. So we'll say form action equals, and then here, what we normally do is put something like actionhandler.php or another PHP file name in there, which would be the PHP file that would handle the form. But we can just actually leave that blank. We don't need to put anything in, or we can just put in the same page that we're currently in, which is index.php. So it could just be the same file, or if you want, you can leave that empty. Either way will work. Okay, it's good practice though to put in the file name in there, but it's not necessary. Okay, then what we'll do is say method equals post. Okay, we can close off that form tag. We'll put in a paragraph, and we'll just have something like enter your name. So we'll just ask for the user's name. All right. Then we could add a text box. So input type equals text, name equals name, because we're asking for the user's name. All right, and then we'll say input type, so in a new paragraph, input type equals submit, so we'll have a submit button, and then close off that paragraph. Okay, and also need to close off the form. All right, and that's it. And so we've got that inside these single quotation marks, and we've only used double quotation marks inside that echo statement. Just remember to put a semicolon at the end of that echo statement to finish that. Otherwise you might get some errors. Okay, finish off the if statement. Then we'll say else. So in other words, if the server request method is post, then we'll handle the form data. So here, when it's not post, we're displaying the form, and when it is the post method, the request method is post, then we'll handle the form data. So we'll say if, firstly, we'll just check that the form's not left empty. So we'll say if not empty, spell that right, $_ underscore post, and then the name of that field, which was name. So if, and just need to put that inside brackets as well. That's better. Then name equals $_post name. Okay, and echo will just display a simple message back to the user. Hello name. All right, so I've got that, and then inside this else statement we've got the if statement. We're going to add another else statement as well. Else $name equals null. All right, and echo, you must enter a name. Okay, that's it. So we've got an if statement here. Checks if the server request method is not equal to post. It's not post. It will display the form. Then what we do is if it is post, then we handle the form data. So we check if it's not empty, and then we get the data that's entered in the name text box field. We display it back with a greeting. Otherwise, if it's left empty, we set the name variable to null and tell the user that they must enter a name. So here we're checking if the request method is not post, and here we're running this code if it is post. Okay, so remember the method used to basically submit the form is post. So here we're using the post method to submit the form data, and so when we click on submit, the post method is used. So if the post method is being used, then all of this occurs. We check the form data. Otherwise, if the post method is not being used, then it means we're using the get method. And remember that the get method is used when we're simply just displaying the form, which is what we're going to do here. So that's basically it. Save that, go back, load up that page. We can enter in a name, submit it, and there we go. Hello, oops, hello Batman. Okay, if we enter in nothing, then it says you must enter a name. But notice that every time we put in a name or put nothing in, we're not being taken to another file like formhandler.php. We're staying on the same page, which is index.php. So there's only one file being used here to display the form and to handle the form data and display back a message to the user. It's all happening in one file. We're not working with two separate files. Okay, so that's how request method works, and that's how to handle form data in one file. Thanks for watching.